Hello, good afternoon. It's Sunday the 20th of April 2025 and it's around about 1:45 in the afternoon, and today I'm here at Renishaw Hall Gardens. Renishaw Hall is just over the border from the city of Sheffield. It's just in northeast Derbyshire, and at this time of year, when the bluebells are out, it's one of the best places to come to see bluebells in a kind of garden setting rather than a woodland setting. Although they are in a woodland, but it's more in a kind of garden setting. If that makes sense. So we're just going to have a walk through today and see what else is out. See, the gardens always look impressive at virtually every time of year. So it's Easter Sunday. There's a little picnic area through there. So it's at all times of year. It's a very, very beautiful, well-maintained garden. The hall itself is only open to have guided tours around on a Friday between the hours of 12. Between twice, at 12 o'clock and at 2 o'clock. Other than that, it's the gardens that people really come for, and they are absolutely lovely gardens. They're Italianate gardens, so one of the best Italianate gardens in the country. So as I say, it's Easter Sunday today, so there's lots of families out doing, lots of these places put on kind of different kind of hunts, Easter egg hunts or bunny hunts or something to do with Easter. So this is the family's pet cemetery. With beautiful climbing roses up around it. You can see how old this is because it's sandstone that's kind of worn away.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you either know or you wish you
baby rabbit is
And then you look over to the wider estate and you can see the daffodils are all gone now, but obviously 2 or 3 weeks ago this would have looked absolutely stunning. But again, you have to, you just don't have the time to come to every garden every time there is something in peak flower. So at the moment the magnolias are looking quite magnificent, even though there's lots of petals on the ground there. I do like it when the petals fall and you get a kind of double effect, so you've still got lots of flowers in the trees, but you've got a lovely carpet on the floor there.
Why? 34 feet was the tallest there.
Magnolia suliguana, is it? Something like that. Not really scented. So let's go up to the house, and you can see around here. So obviously February, March time, you've got a massive crocus that go all the way along there, and then afterwards again you've got a massive daffodils there. This has caught my eye. This Brunnera looks a little bit different to what I'm used to seeing. It's lovely, that. Those forget-me-not flowers, lovely. So tulips are coming out now. Magnolia stellata. So this is a rose garden really, so again it's going to be at its peak June, July time, high summer. So let's just go down these steps. And then there's the hall. Classic. Another magnificent magnolia. Lots of roses all around there. Oh, little orange tip butterfly there. Don't know if you can pick that up. But let's go through. Let's go through here, and again lots of roses, but again a beautiful Renishaw hall. It's about that for a thumbnail. Again, these are kind of mid to late summer borders, so lots of roses, lots of summer flowering herbaceous plants. But let's go and have a look at these fantastic wisteria.
Step down again. All right, shall I look after it? Come on then.
Look at that. Fantastic. Let's just zoom in there a little bit. Isn't that just a picture? Isn't that just a picture? And again, just lovely. Now that's private at the moment, but I have visited here several times. Well, tens of times, maybe even not hundreds of times, but certainly tens of times. And quite often this area is open, so whether it's kind of they leave it private for most of the year, maybe open it up in the summer holidays or something, I'm not sure. But along here, this is part of kind of white garden, so there's Philadelphus there, which will flower May time, white roses, so yeah, and then got some more magnificent magnolias with some bluebells there. And look at this azalea. Colour of that is just fabulous. And you might be able to see, got a lovely bumblebee there. Absolutely fantastic. For me, I think these are the best, some of the best gardens in the country. Certainly, I would say it's pretty much the best Italianate garden in the country. Again, lovely big flowers on this magnolia. So yeah, I forgot what I said now. So the house has been in the Sitwell family for the last 400 years. So got wild garlic in flower and lovely white flowered rhododendron. Yeah, that's just so gorgeous. Let's just go up here because there have been some changes up here. Yeah. And so you've got lots of bluebells mixed in with the dandelions. And you've got masses of geranium coming out. You've got begonia still in flower there. So that looks like it is a bit of new planting. And geranium's about to come out in the next few weeks. Some roses there. You've got Rebes, the English currant. So yeah. So this looks like a new planting, hopefully to replace Fagus sylvatica hetero, I can't read that, heterophilia. Can't quite read that because of the bird milk. But this may be planted to replace the 200-year-old fern-leaf, I think it was a fern-leaf beech, cut-leaf beech or fern-leaf beech that was here and it died. I don't know if it was honey fungus or whatever, but it died. And it was an absolutely gorgeous tree. It was a stunning, stunning tree. So such a loss to the garden when that, unfortunately, after 200 years, you know, said it's had enough and died. So again, it's kind of, you know, whenever you come out, you always, even though you can always find something nice in flower, you're always betwixt or between. Peonies here, they'll be out maybe late May into June, so another month to maybe 6 weeks yet for those. I think we'll just go up here first before I go down to the bluebells. So going to go down there in a minute or so. But this is the white garden. So virtually everything here is kind of white or off-white, kind of pale yellow or whatever. So we've got some of those kind of, I don't know the official name of them, but I call them spring flowering snowdrops. So that wisteria, when it flowers, is white. So you got some yellow there. So they've added a little bit of colour to it. They've added some yellow. And again, so this is the area where the Philadelphus will be flowering again in kind of another 4 or 5 weeks. Absolutely lovely. So let's go have a look at some bluebells. First we'll just take a little look here. The camellia looks fantastic. You can already probably see a glimpse of the bluebells through there. Lovely red camellia. And a magnolia, and then another beautiful pink camellia there. Absolutely gorgeous. And then that euphorbia there just lifts it. Lovely, lovely. And then you've got the snail and some kind of bird there. I don't know if that's box. Is that box? It might be box. So let's go and have a look at the bluebells. Down the side, very subtly, you've got snake's head fritillary. Not sure it works because even though they like damp, shady conditions, most of them are quite dark in colour, so they don't really stand out. So I think they're better in a kind of open field. But yeah, so we can go down there, or we can come in here and have a walk down here. Just have a look at the stunning bluebells in here. Wowzer.
Finish here, pop back, pick up the stuff for the Easter bonnets and stuff, and then we'll head straight over.
Look at that. So let's just take a walk down here. And just look back to where we've come. Oh yes, bluebell time. Love it, absolutely love it. There is nothing as beautiful as an English wood, an English bluebell wood. And I'd say this is kind of woodland setting in a garden, so absolutely gorgeous. And again, you've got some wild garlic there, white of the wild garlic. So this is mainly why I've come today, because the bluebells are pretty much at their peak. They're a little bit early because we've had a very warm and sunny, well, yeah, warmer than average, and certainly much sunnier than average March and April. So that's brought them on a little bit early. But just a mass. Just gorgeous. So let's just go and have a look through this gate to the open countryside, part of the Renishaw estate. So basically, in the distance there is South Sheffield, and Eckington, North Derbyshire, but kind of South Sheffield area, so halfway kind of Bayton, Mosborough, Crystal Peaks area. It's just absolutely stunning. You've got that lovely subtle, it's not very strong, but it's a subtle hyacinth scent in the air, because the Latin name is Hyacinth non-scripta. And again, what makes the English bluebell, for me, superior, I mean, I've said this before in other videos that I've done of bluebells, is that graceful, arching, character that they have, where all the bells are on kind of one side and they hang over so gracefully. And then when you see that in mass, it's just so beautiful. It's so it's hard to put into words. It's subtle, it's impressive, but it's subtle at the same time. It's not fully in your face. It's not like the Spanish bluebells, which just have masses of flowers all going around the stem. And it's kind of looks a little bit over the top, shall we say. The English bluebell just has that really nice balance between being impressive but not overbearing, and being graceful at the same time. Don't know if that makes sense, but I know what I mean anyway. So yeah, so we'll just go down here. I mean, if I can zoom in, that's a classic example of what I mean. And the fact that they're all pretty much arching the same way towards the sun, again, just gives an extra dimension to their beauty. It's just something to take into consideration when you're appreciating them as a flower, as a wildflower. Just keep it on that setting for a bit, or maybe not. Maybe I need to come back to 1 times. So then we've got a gap where we haven't really got any, but we've got lots of other plants that are clearly going to come up and flower later on. And then it's incredible how the bluebells will start to go over and start to go to seed. Another couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks time, once the canopy starts to close in above them. So while ever there's lots of spring sunshine getting to the woodland floor, you know, they will flower, but once that canopy starts to close in and it starts to get a bit too shady, then that's when they go to seed, and then it's over for another year. So then we're back to the daffodils, back to the bluebells. And as I say, quite often when you get bluebells, you also get wild garlic. I've got this. Right, so don't ever recall actually coming along here before. I think you can. I think this leads down to the ponds, which are to my right down here, down there. We'll have a look at them in a bit. But yeah, you've got so much more. So lovely. Let's go on the wide angle again. That's where I've just come from. Again, we've got another beautiful day. Beautiful blue sky again. It was a bit cloudy yesterday, but quite fine, quite nice. And a bit cloudy this morning, but the forecast was for it to become sunnier as the day went on, and so here we are. Splendid. Just enjoying these absolutely gorgeous gardens. So as I say, that road leads down to the ponds, or the lakes rather, which are down here. We might be able to see them in a bit. But we have I think that's a folly, some kind of folly there. probably see one of the lakes down there, just through the trees. But we're not going to go down there because you can go and walk around. There's, I think, 2 lakes there, but it's quite a decent walk, and I just want to film the gardens today. Oh, and blackbirds singing. Just lifts my heart. And there's the lake, or one of the lakes. A few people down there. Enjoying this beautiful place on an Easter Sunday. Let's just go around this way. See, the bluebells go right down the bank there. Absolutely fabulous. Lots of azaleas here again. Another month, 6 weeks. And some early flowering ones here. These are evergreen, so these flower a little bit earlier than the deciduous ones which are over there. Yeah. I think I missed that magnolia there. I'll just zoom in. I don't want to walk back, but I'll give you a close-up by doing that. That magnificent magnolia there. And again, some rhododendrons, evergreen rhododendrons are out. And so this is another path, the main path. Really, you can go one of 2 ways. Down to the lakes. Such a beautiful walk. Absolutely stunning walk. Again, some magnolias just finishing. And then here we are back at yet more bluebells. So we all like a seat with a view, don't we? Or I do anyway. I'm not going to sit down, but you've got a nice view of the lake there. So let's just go up here, where we have yet more bluebells. that an absolute stunning sight to behold. The lovely purple blue of the bluebells, and then that lovely sky blue of, oh yes, sky. Yeah, all right. You know me, I'm always looking for thumbnails. Right, let me have a little look at that one there. Yeah, could be nice. Another seat with a view. RIP Christine Wicket. And again, this is the wider landscape of farmland, the wider estate of the house. And again, you can go down these steps here to get to the lakes at the bottom there. I'll just go here so you can see those lovely bluebells. Yeah. God, it's just... Oh, I do feel so privileged. Just so privileged to be able to enjoy all this. It really is just tearing up here. It's just amazing. Wow. Yeah, that could be a thumbnail as well. And the camellias are still out there looking lovely. And he's got camellia path, shall we say. Right, just go on to wide again. So we get the temple in. So you can see here, you've got a border all the way around here of daffodils. So again, if you come a bit early for the bluebells, then you've got something to see with the daffodils there. Let's try and get a shot with the house through the trees there. Gorgeous. And the camellias. So April is really camellia, peak camellia time, pretty much. Though maybe we should just pop down here first and just see what the camellias are like down here. On this camellia path. Oh, absolutely lovely. That perfect rosy pink. Absolutely gorgeous. Just allowing you glimpses through of the bluebells, and look at that. Look at those there. And then look at this for a rich scarlet red. And again, another lovely, lovely pink with those beautiful yellow stamens. It'll be great for bees. And this is a slightly different one. Let's have a look here. Again, another rosy pink. And that's kind of where we was before, so there's no point in going down, or where we were before. Use proper grammar, Andrew. So yeah. So let's walk back up. And just allowing glimpses through there. That's cute. And the white one there. can't stop looking at it. It's just, you know, especially when you're here, it's just seeing everything in 3D, just feeling the warmth of the sun. Just there's this very slight breeze. I think we've got a kind of southwesterly today, so it's quite a mild breeze.
Well, actually, I've been emptying my hot water bottle.
Look at these little, almost star-shaped ones. And a bit of a stripy one there. So obviously after this is finished flowering, this just becomes a dense hedge, a solid evergreen hedge for the rest of the year. And obviously the camellias will have finished flowering pretty much when the daffodils will have finished flowering. So then the focus returns really to the main formal garden up there, which has lots of summer flowering plants, rose garden, etc., etc., herbaceous plants. So again, it's about theming the garden and having different areas to visit at different times of year. Look at the light coming through those petals there. Absolutely stunning. Isn't that beautiful? And again, just get a glimpse of the bluebells. Look at that. Look at that there. Picture perfect. And then this one here as well on this side as we come to the very top gate here. And again, we've got a row of daffodils here which have finished, but also these, as I say, these spring flowering snowdrops. Happy Easter. Getting caught on a rose bush there. So this is a Holly Edge, again a different route back down to the lakes down there.
I just need to do it up, hang on.
I hope you're enjoying this walk with me this afternoon on Easter Sunday at Renishaw Hall and Gardens. And there's that camellia path again. More camellias. Fothergilla here with these spikes of centre but not very floral white flowers, but the foliage is a stunning, you get stunning colours in autumn. Cornus there. So we're nearly an hour here now. I love these bluebells mixed in with these geraniums here, because it looks like they might flower at about the same time. It seems to be quite an early flowering geranium there. Oh, and we've got a couple of orange tip butterflies there, either mating or fighting, I'm not quite sure which. But they're the species of butterflies that you will see at this time of year more than any other, I think. So we've got some lilacs there just coming out, so that'll be a lovely scented area in a week or two's time. But we're going to go into here and have a look at the pond. And the koi carp that's in the pond, and the beautiful water lilies. Oh, I haven't noticed that. Look at that cherry up there, flowering away. And then that's a foxglove tree just below it there. Ooh. Ooh. Well, look at that white against the blue sky. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So let's go across this bridge. I'll be able to see the odd koi carp there. Oh! So this is quite a newly planted area. These trees have grown quite well though. I think there's some kind of plum, is it? I'm not quite sure. Lovely purple leaved. Let's have a quick look. Ah, malus. Yeah, so it's a crab apple. 2015, yeah. So 10 years ago. So they're doing rather well. So you can see the big carp there, swimming away. Of course, people do feed them, so they will come to where people are. Let's just go around. So there's quite a few there. Oh, another one here. Come to see us. No, not got anything to feed you, pal. You are beautiful. You are absolutely stunning. Two of you there, is that your mate? Another one there. And then we get this fantastic view from the edge of the Italianate Gardens. And you think, well, watch out, the cattle might come in and just destroy the garden. But anybody who knows about English country houses will know that most of them have what's called a ha-ha, where from a distance it looks as though the garden just goes seamlessly into the landscape as that as that cow relieves itself there. But yeah, there is actually a 6-foot drop there, a ditch, which stops sheep, cattle from entering the garden, but reduces the need for fencing. So isn't that just classic English scene there? Absolutely lovely. So you can walk all the way around that pond and the other pond, this lake rather. I keep calling them ponds, lake rather. So let's just go back this way. So just over an hour. I think this video will probably be about an hour and a half, I'm thinking. Not sure what that is. It looks like some kind of magnolia, but not sure. So I want to just look through there. Of course, you've got views straight through there. Look at this magnificent old oak tree. Absolutely stunning. You can see the oak leaves there coming out with the flowers. Yeah. See the flowers hanging in bunches there, little tiny flowers. So let's go along this hot border here. So we have, yeah, another stunning, looks like a lovely maple there, coral bark maple. Absolutely gorgeous, that. Okay. And then we've got some hot colours on this hot border, actual forget-me-nots there. And then look at that, with some intense colour. Wow. Zoom in again. Back to the Camellia Walk.
Oh no, mackerel, that's what I said. Mackerel.
So here's the foxglove tree.
We went there the other day.
You can see little flowers hanging off there, bunches. It's just coming out. It's going to be out fully in the next few weeks.
Knights of Abraham,
And again, you got some irises coming through. Some of them tulips are gorgeous.
and if you want, go down this line.
So yeah, let's just zoom into that there. There's the old foxglove tree, that lovely purple against the blue sky there. Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, and they're really steep. They'll stop in the north, not go down to. Yeah. He says you have to take you down the other way.
Beautiful big
down
yellow
the next way.
tulips. These are huge,
Space, yeah.
huge
Go
tulips
opposite
here.
end, and they come out all flat.
Is that yucca? And then you've got ceanothus in flower here. California lilac. Oh yeah, lovely. It's quite a musty scent, but it's absolutely beautiful. Again, against the blue sky. Absolutely gorgeous. And
Yeah,
a lovely white there.
so many different ones.
The steps back up to the house, but we're going to carry on walking along here.
Tulips are always still not good.
I bet it's wonderful when you go over to London and see them all growing. In different colours and different colours. Take some photographs.
Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this walk with me today. So I said that for the second time. So please, if you are, please subscribe and like this video, and please watch as many of my other videos as you possibly can, and share and comment. My mission is to record beautiful places in Britain. And as you can see, this is a beautiful place in Britain. There's a comma butterfly. Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah. I bet it was beautiful.
So I'll just carry on walking along here. Again, if you want the best chance of seeing butterflies at any time of year, just find a really sheltered sunny wall, south facing, that's very sheltered and gets sun all the day. And chances are, even from February onwards, you've got a good chance of seeing a butterfly. Absolutely stunning peony, this. But look at these colours again. Just amazing. And then we've got wisteria just coming out. We've got roses for summer. And again, forget-me-nots. Look at that. That's a thumbnail. Absolutely gorgeous. Euphorbia. Beautiful. Love forget-me-nots. Let's just go just up to here. So you've got a tree peony that's just coming into flower now. And again, wisteria there. So let's go up these steps. And I love the kind of duck egg blue almost that they paint the furniture with. So from up here you get a really good view. So again, this is going to be more a summer border there. And again, this is going to be a summer border. You've got some roses on here. But yeah, let's just get a zoom in view down there. Again, look at these magnolias. Now these are a little bit later, I think mainly because, so that way is south, means that way is east, so the sun rises up there, or in the afternoon now, so it's already in the western part of the sky. It'll be setting over there later on. And so this only gets sun for maybe half the day. And so because of that, it maybe has held back the flowering a little bit. So it's just coming into flower now. Unless it's just a later flowering variety. It might be a later flowering variety, I don't know. That is perfect for that position. That is absolutely perfect within this kind of box hedge. That just fills that space absolutely perfectly. Gorgeous. And we've got some Knights of the Realm here. Sir Galahad, Sir Tristram, which one's which?
Just a lowly man at home.
Just a lowly peasant, eh? That's it. So from up here, let's bring up this bank, if I can get up here. Again, you can see how I just had a load of daffodils out. Here, they've just gone over. But from here, the view of the house is just iconic. Absolutely incredible. What a stunning setting, what a stunning garden. And I'm not actually a huge fan of formal gardens. I much prefer kind of naturalistic look, kind of naturalistic landscape. But I do like to see something done well, even though I might prefer something different. As long as it's done really, really well, then I appreciate that so much. And this is done really, really well. And because of that, it's one of my favourite places to visit. I never really get tired of coming around at any time of the year and just seeing what's on offer in the gardens, what's in flower, how well maintained they've been, have they made any changes to introduce new plants, and you know. And then we look down towards the pond down there. Again, I keep calling it the pond, don't I? The lake. One of the lakes. So, if we go down here, let's have a little walk down here. There is a glass house around here. So as you can tell, I say that way is south pretty much. So this is the northern side of the glass house. Hiya. But round here we have a maze that is not a maze really, but obviously you stay on the gravel there. So you can't lose your kids really. But then we have a hot house and a Garvey house. Because again, this is a very old south-facing wall. You can tell, look at the state of the wall. It's such a fantastic, aesthetically pleasing kind of ruinous wall. And then you've got a desert in here. Yucca. So this is, yeah, this is kind of the yucca house then. All these yuccas. That blue on that is just, well, you can feel the heat. You know, it may be, I think I forgot to say what the temperature was outside. I think the temperature outside is about, it's somewhere in the high teens. But in here it's going to be, even with the doors open, it's going to be high 20s. Maybe even low 30s. So you're talking in the 80s basically, Fahrenheit. So if you want to read of this, National Collection of Yuccas. Yuccas, not agaves. So please read that. Pause that if you want to read it. Oh well, yes, belongs to the family agave, so they are agaves really. And then I can come out. And behind there I think is a private tennis court for the family. And again, but you've got more plants that love a hot dry wall there, south facing wall. Lots of irises just about to come into flower. So you see, they'll be in flower when all the bluebells have gone. So it kind of makes you want to come back just to see that. It does me anyway, just to see them. A skimmia there. Some of last year's berries still on it. So yeah, we can go through this way. A lovely blue spruce there. And a yellow flowering magnolia there. And forsythia, which they've just let fill that area. More skimmias. So again, these are all plants that deal with a modicum of shade, although in summer, as I say, I mean, it's not a very tall building, so even around here we'll get quite a bit of sunlight. And we go into a kind of formal knot garden. You can see the kind of green moss on on the wall there on this side. And you can see the pet cemetery up there that we visited earlier in the video. So yeah, just to reiterate, it is Sunday, Easter Sunday today. It's the 20th of April, 2025. So kind of just over halfway through April. I have to be careful because I recently quite badly sprained my ankle. So going down steps that it's a little bit painful. In fact, there is a tiny fracture there, but the doctor said that he can't really do anything. There's no point, just treat it like a strain and take painkillers and wear some soft shoes, which is what I'm doing. Look at that, absolutely lovely. But enough about me. It will heal. Did it a couple of weeks ago, so it took about 6 weeks to heal properly. So time is a great healer, as they say. So obviously, even though they've got a ha-ha just there and just there, and obviously at some point it continued here. At some point they decided they wanted to have some of this area as part of the garden, so they've had to put some railings up there. Because I think they wanted to show those statues off there and have a really impressive view of the house through those statues. So there's beautiful Renishaw Hall from the, I think, early 1600s. So it's about 400 years old. Not the biggest country house in the country, but just such a wonderfully proportioned house in a beautifully proportioned garden. Actually, just zoom right in there. Look at that wisteria. And go wide again. So let's walk up the central area here. What are we on? I said 1.5 hours, so yeah. So I'm just going to walk up here through the central bit where there's another lake. Unfortunately, the fountain's not on at the moment. But again, this is very much a rose garden. So you can see if I go from this way, turn the camera around there, you can see there are certain obelisks for roses to climb up, some clematis there. So it's very much a summer garden. And then the fountain will probably be on when it gets warmer to keep the area a bit cooler. And again, Yeah. Right. So there we go. That's the shot, I think. That might just be a thumbnail there. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Just have a look down here on the hotbed that we was on, we walked on, and that way to the ceanothus there. There's lots of butterflies around at the moment. I'll just go back and do that again because that might be a thumbnail there. Absolutely stunning. Let's just climb up these steps. And yeah, at pretty much 1.5 hours, I think I'll just do a 360 on the main lawn here. And then say thank you very much for coming with me today on this walk around the beautiful gardens at Renishaw Hall. So again, please hit all the buttons if you enjoyed this walk from northeast Derbyshire here, just south of Sheffield. And yeah, just such an enjoyable hour and a half that was, as far as I'm concerned. So I'll see you on the next one. So bye for now. Bye for now.